Hello everyone, and welcome to Smallville. My Adventures with Superman Season 2 just landed from planet Krypton, so we will be holding all of Kansas hostage until Warner Brothers and DC listen to the villains we need to see in Season 2 and beyond. My Adventures with Superman Season 1 began airing in July of 2023. Season 2 was announced pretty shortly after and started airing the following May. It's airing right now, actually. What are you doing watching this video? Go watch Superman before it's too late. Oh, but it does stop airing on July 20th of 2024, so if it's after that, I'm sorry, but you missed it, man. It's over. Just stay here, watch all my videos. It's okay. Season 2 just started airing as of you seeing this video. Maybe, as established. But as of me writing this, the season has not yet begun. That being said, we've already gotten confirmation on quite a few villains returning, like Roughhouse, Sam Lane, Amanda Waller, Deathstroke, and more, which I am very happy about. I didn't love what they did with every one of the villains in Season 1, mainly Intergang, Silver Banshee, and Parasite. We'll really get into Parasite later. We're practically going to be an organism which lives on or in an organism of another species, its host, and benefits by deriving nutrients at the other's expense. We know about new villains we'll be getting, like Brainiac, Zod, and even ones with what seem like smaller roles. Atomic Skull and who I think might be Solaris, the Tyrant Son, are the ones I'm most excited for, but that's just because I'm a really fascinating and enigmatic individual. Those two, if my Daily Planet investigative reporting skills can be trusted, already give me a lot of hope for the future villains of this series. But, like any YouTuber, I am a greedy organism which lives on or in an organism of another species, its host, so I have a lot of requests for DC. But I have just one favor to ask you. Please sub, like, comment, subscribe. Or Smallville fucking gets it. Most of these suggestions are going to be for My Adventures with Superman, you know, synchronicity and SEO and all that.
Business.
But throughout, I'll be giving suggestions for how these villains could be used in other ways as well, mainly the movie releasing in 2025, locking Warner Brothers Discovery into a masterful gambit where I will either secure a writing credit on Superman Legacy or sue them into oblivion. A plan befitting of one Alexander Luthor.
Business!
We're gonna start with a villain who, like a lot of indie bands, has become popular mostly in his obscurity. Terraman, or Tobias Manning, is a businessman turned supervillain, and even though that's just super duper unique, good job Tobias, we're gonna go with his original origin. Tobias Manning, a 19th century orphan, abducted by aliens as a child and raised to be an interstellar outlaw. You can think of him in a way like a sort of Superman, having lost his attachment to his homeworld, but he's a lot closer to another character.
Star-Lord. Who?
Yeah, Terraman is basically just Cowboy Star-Lord, which is why with all the speculation about who could be playing who in the new DCU, I want Chris Pratt to be Terraman. He could be a villain for a whole movie or just a small jobber role. Superman should have a wide cast of characters to punch really high in the air and then catch them just when they start to hang in the air and pee their pants a little. And with old Chrissy Hemsworth having just given such an insanely fun performance in Furiosa as Dementis, I really don't want to subject an arguably even funnier Chris to another leading role. Please allow me to interrupt this fantastic video, which you were just about to sub, like, comment, subscribe on, to give you a little comic book history. When Deathstroke, the Terminator, was introduced to DC in 1980, Marvel responded over a decade later with Deadpool, their own pouches and swords badass. DC has had a few answers for Deadpool over the years, some created after Wade Wilson, who's about to clock in movie 3 for the Look at My Balls trilogy, but other characters created before Deadpool changed, morphed over time so that they could match Marvel's Merc with a mouth.
They don't call me the main man for nothing.
Lobo's identity has shifted a lot over the years, but now he's taken a part of the Deadpool pie for DC. He breaks the fourth wall a bit and is a nigh invulnerable bounty hunting badass. He even killed the DC universe. I wouldn't want him to be as annoyingly invincible as he's become, but I do have some ideas for who could play him. Dave Bautista could be a fantastic Lobo. He's good at acting under that level of makeup, and James Gunn is making the movie. Dave will be there. But if you just want to make people mad, which is what I would do if I made a film, Timothée Chalamet, Skinny Lobo, enough said. Because that would make people really mad. Enough said.
Enough said.
I really like how My Adventures with Superman has been handling kryptonite, having it not just give Clark the troubles, but having it inflict anything Kryptonian with that gross as hell jackalope disease is a really good way to balance it. And cause of this, you could make Metallo, the metal man fueled by kryptonite, as dangerous as you would like. A Goro-level sub-boss, or all the way down to a one-fight Cabal, Reptile, Bloodsport. While Bloodsport may have been a big player in the Suicide Squad, it's important to remember his roots as a Superman villain. I don't want him to become an A or even B-list Superman villain. The Suicide Squad relies on unpopularity, and they have an issue with losing their members to upward and downward mobility. They should keep his movie design and powers. That'll make it easy for the non-comic weirdos to appreciate this, and that's who we need to like these shows. I really wish that direct adaptation paid DC's bills, but nothing does these days, so it's clear that the remnants of Krypton and maybe even a Kryptonian empire will be an element of My Adventures Season 2. Clark's alien side can mean a lot to him, as much as he wants, really. I prefer my Clark to be more human-feeling than not, but he's still an intergalactic guy. What a more sinister Krypton can do is force Clark to confront what that side means to him. Amalak is an alien criminal whose planet was destroyed by Krypton. He now hunts down any remnants of the planet to destroy them. Speaking of Krypton, I'm really intrigued with what they might do with Jor-El, like, him not just speaking English to Clark like pretty much every other version is already really cool. So I thought it might be cool. Okay, wait, no. Confident Shane. I know it will be cool when they do this fantastic idea. In recent decades, Darkseid has become more of a Justice League villain than anything else, but I think he should come back home as a Superman villain in My Adventures. But not until the end of, like, Season 3, like at the earliest. But introducing Kalibak, the son of Darkseid, maybe as a violent maniac desperate for his father's approval, would make this an even more interesting personal antagonist. But okay everyone, I'm getting to the fan favorites, don't you worry. Fur. Having only a handful of appearances, is the most minor Superman villain I'll be mentioning, besides Penis Man, who unfortunately has no appearances. Do whatever you want with this guy, but he's a big, classic, gray-headed alien, so I think he should be the antagonist of a Jimmy storyline. One thing I really appreciate about My Adventures is that it is 100% a Superman show. It's about Superman's world. And I think that in a whole comic book universe, that takes a lot of artistic integrity. I, however, am not an artist. I am a YouTuber. I have no integrity. Magpie was an early villain in the Man of Steel comic line, but has now become a Batman villain, obviously filling his need for a bird-based villain with a black and white color scheme. I think if they wanted to introduce Batman, even though Batman gets more than enough love, Magpie being the villain of a 2-part episode would be really fun, maybe even forcing Batman to learn from Superman and come more into the light. Zavam is a really old-school Captain Marvel villain. Not that Captain Marvel. Okay, yeah, that one. Okay, get him out of here. A construct of clay born of Zeus with powers of ancient heroes like Vulcan and Apollo, I think he would be a perfect way to introduce Wonder Woman. Diana of Themyscira has had a few different origins, but I always enjoy the classical feeling of her being made of clay, and I think a villain who shares that would be a great way to introduce one of DC's best characters. I really enjoy what My Adventures did with Superman's villains in Season 1, but we could use Season 2 to make a few alterations. Evilsight basically becoming a feral, velociraptor is a good start, but we can still make a real parasite through introducing, in flashback or otherwise, a janitor who worked in Ivo and Lex's lab when a part of the suit, acting as an organism, attaches to Rudy Jones, its host, and becomes the true parasite. A big fat guy who's not jolly. If I got to pick an actor to play Parasite, about 20 years ago, I would have picked SpongeBob. But if I had my current brain and it was 20 years ago, I would pick John Goodman. One of my favorite actors working today, he'd be perfect for a villain role in a comic book film. Since you made it this far in the video, here's a quick little single thank you. Thank you very much. I'll just leave this here with you. And you get to know that My Adventures with Superman Season 2 is fucking incredible. The action is better, the characters are just as good as they were, and this is hands down my favorite on-screen Lois and Clark ever. And already one of the best parts of Season 2 is the former leader of Task Force X, Sam Lane.
Hi, hello. Nice to meet you, Mr. Lane.
Lois, why are you dating this fucking soy boy? And John Goodman would be an incredible Sam Lane for the new DC universe, even if he just shows up once. While at first I thought he would be a little too old for my tastes in the role, having him be a villain to a younger Superman only introduces room for great writing. Folks, I hope you had a great time watching me talk about the villains that I would love to see in My Adventures with Superman Season 2 and beyond. I guess Smallville can stay, but only if you comment what villains you would like to see down in the sub-like comment scribes below. But that is the video for this week, y'all. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching that video. If you made it to this point, a special double thank you very much. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Season 2 of My Adventures so far. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. Yeah, me and my girlfriend checked those out together. The character who I, am most surprised with how much I like them, from when, we started seeing them to now is Atomic Skull. He's not, a big character or anything yet. God, I've never been able to burp. So I think sometimes you can kind of hear me sounding like this. Cause yeah, I've just never known how to burp. So sometimes gas just leaves my throat super slowly. But Atomic Skull is really cool. He probably doesn't have that problem. What I've just shot for my collection this week is this volume of Death Note, the Black Edition. There was some discourse going around this week again on Twitter about how light is stupid. And so think about rereading some of this. Because he is, and it's funny. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye.